Hear that? That's the sound of the Ford Motor Company out of business. In 1899, my grandfather, Henry By God Ford, was walking home from Edison Illumination after working a double shift. He was ruminating. That morning, he had himself an idea that changed the world. 65 years and 47 million automobiles later, what shall be his legacy? Getting it in the tailpipe from a Chevy Impala. Here's what I want you to do. Walk home. While you're walking, I want you to ruminate. Man comes to my office with an idea, that man keeps his job. Rest of you second best losers, stay home. You don't belong at Ford.
Hi guys, so nandito tayo sa Edsa. It's the second day of the community quarantine. So nandito tayo sa still on the still here's the same spot where we have taken the videos months ago, and if you would see here, currently the time is on my Rolex charot, it's 5:05 p.m. so this is really rush hour, but if you can see here, the traffic is very light, so this is the effect of the community quarantine. There's not a lot of vehicles flying the route in Edsa. So if you would check on the previous videos that I have uploaded, there are around 2.1 million people coming in NCR every day. So there. Hi. So we are now in the control phase of our case study. So, well, currently, because of some developments, or rather before the current development, um, it actually would somehow validate our improvement and control phase when it comes to traffic. So, number one, because since this is a government issue, it means that uh, we need executive orders, or at least a bill or a law to be passed on to somehow mitigate the current traffic system. So let's put it this way. Um, what I'm talking about is that even though MMDA would try to use the tools that I have discussed, but the thing is, the real problem is, um, if you would check on the video that I have shared about the implementation of the community quarantine, if you would actually see that even though there are or rather the public utility vehicles are don't have operations, there are still a lot of people on the streets simply because they are from they are going to their work or coming from their work. So um, according to the study of JICA, there are 2 million Filipinos going into NCR every day to, well, most of it to work. So that means that even though General Lim, Jojo Garcia, or the Colonel, I forget the name, but some Colonel. So even though they do the tumbling in Edsa, they wouldn't still resolve the issue because primarily it's not the cars that are the problem, but are the people coming into NCR or and passing through Edsa, and of course with people comes vehicles. So it needs it boils down to, or we should go back to the previous phases of the study, wherein I have reiterated that for a lean activity to be able to succeed, it must get or must have the number one, according to Masaaki Mai, you need top management commitment. Number two, top management commitment, and number three, top management commitment. So we need a executive order or a law to be passed on for being able to really address the issue of the traffic in Edsa. Number one, the most probably would constitute the solution or the countermeasure is to provide jobs in the provinces. Also to regulate new jobs or new offices or companies coming into NCR, and instead have them distributed outside NCR like Calabarzon or Pampanga or Tarlac. So that's the bulk of the people the bulk of the people coming in, or the origins of the people coming in into NCR. So it would actually validate our countermeasures because of the COVID issue at the moment, the COVID-19 issue at the moment. Also, it would address the issue of people being trapped inside NCR during lockdowns, because if your jobs are distributed outside NCR like Calabarzon or Pampanga or Tarlac, then people would actually just be in their hometowns getting the jobs and having to report in nearby instead of going to NCR where they could be trapped inside during the lockdowns. Also, it would somehow stimulate, or it would provide stimulus to the economy in outside NCR, because if there are jobs outside NCR, you will also have jobs for people who are into the category of informal workers like tricycle drivers, karinderya, or that's the bulk of the, like for example, for if you would put jobs like BPO or whatever or whatnot in outside of NCR, because they would need transportation and food. So drivers and calendaria would really benefit from it. So that's why we need countermeasures or a law to be passed on for us to be able to mitigate traffic as well as the spread of viruses like the COVID-19. So there you go.
Is that top speed with the 420?
Well, why don't we take it for a spin?
What?
Yeah, go on, Mr. Ford. Hop on in.
Just hold me right there, and you take my hand. Oh, God! Sat on my nuts.
We're gonna build the next one for comfort, don't you worry. You ready?
The name on the middle of that steering wheel should tell you that I was born ready, Shelby. Hit it.
Attaboy.
Oh, that's got a little kick, doesn't it? Whoa. Whoa. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Mr. Ford. You okay? Mr. Ford. You all right?
I had no idea. I had no idea. I wish my daddy, he were alive to see this. To feel this.
Now, this is not a machine just anybody can get in and easily control.
Absolutely not.